Hello everyone. We'll talk about SWOT analysis and the formulation of strategies. Remember, without SWOT analysis, the formulation of strategy is just not possible. Just to elaborate, SWOT stands for strength and weakness, which is internal to the organization. OT is opportunities and threats, which is external to the organization. So that is what we will be talking in today's wonderfully short video for you to understand. Strategic management focuses on aligning organizational and environmental elements, aligning organizational attributes and the opportunity and the environmental attributes. It entails the internal strengths and weaknesses along with the external opportunities and threats to guide to come to a particular strategic decision. Let us understand what is strength and weaknesses. It is your everything that a company, organization, association is good at. Your strength, that which can be attributed to, or should I say, which can be capitalized for the betterment of the organization and positioning of the organization altogether. Whereas weaknesses are the attribute that needs to be sheltered around, or probably which you are not good at as an organization. You are not good at. So probably if there are things that needs to be improved upon, it is the weaknesses that needs to be worked around it. On the other hand, opportunities and threats are absolutely all external to the organization. Remember, you might be good at certain things, but then those things are not being appreciated by the environment. Let's say in this case the government. Let's say in this case the stakeholder. Let's say in this case in case of the customer. It automatically translates to be a threat. You are good at, but they don't want it. But what happens if it's the vice versa? You are good at and they want it. So that's opportunities, right? That's what you need to go around here. You have to understand the external condition that a firm might need to exploit or need to defend against. In case if it is defense, you've been threatened, or if you can exploit, there's an opportunity being presented out there. Allow me to give you certain strengths and weaknesses of certain general functional department. Let's say in marketing, your strong brand image is your strength. Strong distribution network is your strength. A deep product mix is your strength. Efficient and motivated sales force is undoubtedly your sales. And high quality product, definitely people are going to lap it up. It's your strength for marketing. But what are the weaknesses? Poor brand image, contrary to a strong brand image. Weak distribution, contrary to a strong distribution. Narrow product mix, contrary to the deep product mix. Poor sales force, contrary to the efficient sales force, and a poor product quality in contrary to the high product quality becomes your weaknesses altogether. This was all about marketing. Now let us talk about production also. Economies of scales definitely is added up. But if it is a weakness, it's a small scale production. Basically, you are not able to cut down your cost. High cost due to the small size becomes an obsolete. For the strength of a state of an art technology, the best you are going around. Efficient input, efficient raw material on the production, the weaknesses will be completely opposite, which are technology, redundant technology you're utilizing, inputting poor sourcing, poor raw material altogether. And that is what is your weakness is all about. For production, sourcing efficient efficient inventory management is your strength, and the other way around is inefficient inventory management. That is what we are looking at. Poor inventory management is what should be done. Strong R&D becomes a strength for the production, but that cannot be said about uh, a company where there is absolutely no R&D. So this you need to understand. Then we comes around finance. Finance is comfortable debt equity ratio. Absolutely yes. What about the lopsided capital culture where the equity is less and debt is more, so you end up paying more servicing of your debt rather than making any profitability. It's eating into your profitability. So finances, you need to understand the strength and weaknesses. Large internal accrual is always your strength. If you're making consistently profit, there are consistently cash generating businesses, nothing like it. But what about very high interest payments? If it is a high debt, definitely you will be servicing your debt and thus lowering your profits. What about high dividend and a capitalization market? This is the strength for the finance, which might not be the cases because there are poor reserves and low credit ratings per se. That what goes around with finances. In finances, high credit rating is a strength, but low credit rating is a weaknesses up outside altogether. Absolutely. What about human resources? Let me come up to the human resources. Qualified, experienced human resources, your strength. What about redundant human resources? Absolutely your weaknesses. What about motivated human resources? People who are there on your payroll and they are wanting to work for you. Absolutely your strength. What about excess manpower? Absolutely your weaknesses. Good industrial relation is your strength and poor morale is your weaknesses. Good human resources is your strength, whereas poor industrial relations, absolutely your weaknesses. Poor human resource management, absolutely your human weaknesses. Then comes the management. Efficient board of directors is what we are looking as far as strengths are concerned. Efficient and motivated managers is what we should be going about. What about if the board of directors are full of inefficient people? Probably it's your weaknesses again. Unhealthy conflict among the members thereby in the board. Again, a weaknesses. It is going to draw a poor image about you in the general public. Conflict between the members of the boards and inefficient managers altogether. Absolutely stated and then allow me to discuss the opportunities and the threats in a similar fashion. Let's say in the external environment is the political scenario or a regulatory framework. What is what we look in opportunities if it is de-license, if there are no license requiring, it's an opportunity. But de-license is also a threat. Remember, de-licensing means everybody is going to buy for that particular business, that particular industry. So it is going to be pure competition. What about de-reservation? Again, it's an opportunity. Again, it's a threat. De-reservations means you can allow the best talent to work for you. Threats means everybody is there to willingly to fight for those places, and probably the salary wage bill would be higher and higher. MRTPA relaxation, monopoly restrictive trade practices act relaxation. What is monopoly restrictive? It might be allowing other players to come in. Now other players means to come in into the industry. Is it just strength? Definitely it's a strength, because that means that you are enlarging the markets altogether. But what happens is threat? It becomes a threat, becomes MRTP relaxation means everybody comes one, your monopoly to the market or price fixing gets threatened. Similarly, for a regulatory environment, import liberalization, it is both an opportunity and threat. Import liberalization, people are going to import the same product from a better company. Better product, better company, lower prices. Isn't it going to hamper your businesses? Obviously, yes, it is a threat. Better product, if coming, you are improving the customer's image. Probably it can be an opportunity for you. You can sell the same product or similar product at lower prices. Liberalization of FDI or foreign direct investment or technological policy, both as a threat and an opportunity. FDI means bigger investor coming and putting money where it matters. It might be in your company or it might be in their own company, as in opportunities and threats. The capital market reforms is an opportunity that goes around it. Capital market reforms is putting the right tax structures, slabbing it out, and probably working as per the requirement. So that can be an efficient mechanism for you to do business effectively. Threats can be, on the other hand, a political instability. Today, one tax structure, tomorrow, another tax structure, day after tomorrow, another structure. This instability, because of the political delirium that goes on, is a threat. Now, let me talk about the economic scenario. Economic boom, yes. Obviously, yes. Everybody has money in their pocket. They are willing to splurge the money. It's good for the business. Steady and fast increases in income. Recession, economics instability that goes around, that works around, that needs to be doing time and again as on when on basis as economic threat. Then comes the social or demographic threat. Favorable changes in the consumer attitude, unfavorable changes in the consumer attitude. So favorable changes is your opportunities, unfavorable changes is your threat. People liking your product, lovely. People are not liking your product, it's again you. People are liking a product not because of the quality, but because of the price. Similar products are available at half the rate. Is your threat. So increasing population is your strength. Is your strength. Social thing. Why? Because that means number of consumers are increasing. Think declining population is your threat. Why? Because that means there's a decline in your consumer base. Change in the age composition of population, the demographic changes might be your strength. Changes can be in the age composition can be your threat. It depends on whether which business are you in. If it is an aging population businesses, probably people might like it. If it is a younger population businesses, people might like it, depending on the business that working around here you need to understand the opportunity, the threat with respect to your businesses. The growth of consumerism, no doubt, is all about taste. People are trying newer things and fewer things. Growth of consumers can be a threat because they might take your product, they might lap your product, but the next day they might opt for another product altogether. Growth of environmentalism is both a strength and a weakness. Here, people, are they willing to pay extra? If they are willing to pay extra to ensure that their ecological environmental impact is minimum, probably it becomes a threat. People might not be doing it. Growth in economic environmentalism, if it they are willing to pay, it becomes an opportunity. Why? Because your business become much more sustainable over a period of time. So technique relates to SWOT analysis. Beyond SWOT, various models like PEST. PEST is political, economical, social, and technological. ETOP, environmental threat opportunity profile. IFE, internal factor analysis of EFE, external factor environmental. Internal factor environmental, external factor environmental matrices helps you to evaluate the right aspect of environmental and internal capabilities. Now, need to distinguish the SWOT component, the strength and weaknesses, what we are looking into it. First and foremost, we need to conduct SWOT analysis, as in to identify what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what are the strengths and the weaknesses that is existing uh, in the community, in the society. Evaluation, compare them with our competitors. It has an absolute horizontal analysis. But when you are talking about standards, you are talking about absolute analysis, the standard, the benchmark, where you are standing. But when you compare it with your competitors, how well or good your position, probably you need to understand those things. This is what evaluation is all about. It. We talk about the strategic implication, use insights to identify strategic direction, including entering new markets or improving operational efficiencies as on when on basis. Strength. I'll give you the case studies of Tata Steel. Tata Steel is basically transitioned from severe weaknesses to becoming a global benchmark in a steel industry, highlighting the dynamic nature of the SWOT factor as the case might be. Now, this is what we are talking. The strategic alliances firms overcoming the technological weaknesses, probably employing the latest technology in the production of the steel altogether, expanding the market through partnership, as seen by Tata Motors acquisitions of Land Rover and Jaguar. Now, this is what we are looking into. As far as Tata Steel is concerned, it is the lowest cost producer of steel in the world. That is the strength. Global steel industry benchmark on several parameters. Cutting edge technology has been utilized with wide knowledge and steel making. Globally, one of the most geographically diversified steel companies with operational in 26 countries, commercial presence in over 50 countries, global supply chain, favorable product mix, and so on and so forth. What are the weaknesses? Because you are employing the latest technology, probably you might have debts in your balance sheet, huge debts, huge accumulated loss of Tata Steel, accrued loss this might be of the previous consecutive few quarters or years perhaps. Europe time and cost overruns in execution of projects. Raw material supply bottlenecks, unsatisfactory post-acquisition integration. Integration is what we are talking about here. Now, can we go for the opportunities? Yes, definitely. There is a trend in increasing demand of steel. Why? Because of the infrastructural development that is coming or happening across the world. Scope of global supply chain management and efficiency gains and the global marketing environment. Next is all about threats. Increasing competition, cyclical nature of industry compounded by the persistent recession or economic slowdown. And last but not the least would be your environmental analysis. Now, can we match SWOT with the strategy? Remember, strength and weaknesses and opportunities and threat. And this is what we are going around. So if we have a large internal accruals, that means much more money in the coffers and a high credit rating, the opportunities are future fast growth in the industry. So what we are going to strategy acquire firm. Probably we are going to go for inorganic growth, establish greenfield enterprises in industry A. What happens if there's a gaps in the product mix? We can have a competitor firm whose product can fill the gap, probably acquire such kind of firm. Definitely yes. What happened with the strength and weakness is an obsolete technology. Why then the opportunity or threat is because you are employing obsolete technologies. There is an increase in competition. So what is the strategy? Acquire the new technology. Please install the new one. Please made an upgrade as far as the equipments are concerned, as far as the human resources are concerned. What happens? Accumulated loss and no chance of improvement on a business is something which is wrong with your balance sheet. Huge debt, not profitable business altogether. The threats are there is increasing competition. People are cutting into the market. In this case, sell off the business, divest it off. What happens to the technology and production capability? It's all about low production cost, no international marketing capability, no brand name presence. But there's an opportunity, there's a good foreign demand for the product. Now, what do you go? You need to go with strategic alliances, with or without acquisition of a foreign brand, and probably the marketing muscles that can be utilized altogether. This is where we the soft matrix and strategic formation goes around it. TOES matrix is nothing but reverse of SWOT matrix. A strategic tool that matches internal strengths and weaknesses to external opportunities and threats to identify the strategic option. Strategies include WT or weaknesses and threat. Can we mitigate weaknesses and threats altogether? Then we can have WO, weaknesses and opportunities. Can we overcome our weaknesses to ensure that we can encash upon the opportunities? What about ST is all about your strength and the threats they are about here. So if you are strong in certain things and there are threats existing in the environmental, can you overcome those threats? What about SO? It is win-win situation where you utilize your strength to basically cash in with the opportunities that have been present. And that is what we are going with the TOES matrix, with the SWOT matrix goes around here. Remember, on the x-axis is your internal strength and weakness. On the y-axis is your external opportunities and threats. And based upon it, we have S and O, S and T. W and O and W and T. SO is maxi win-win situation, strategy maximizer. S and T would be maxi mini, strategies maximize strength and minimize threats. What about the internal weaknesses? W and O is mini maxi, is strategy minimize your weaknesses and maximize your strength. What about WT is mini strategies, your weaknesses and threat. If required, divest your business altogether. SWOT analysis process involves collaboration among internal, external environment, leveraging diverse perspective for a comprehensive understanding of the strategic landscape thereby, and that is what is required. The benefits and the pitfall. The benefit aids in strategic planning, identify underutilized resources, crafting portfolio strategies. Pitfalls are all about rapid environmental changes, subjectivity and biasness, which may render SWOT analysis inaccurate over a period of time on a longer version. So you need to understand what are the advantages and what are the pitfalls, what are the disadvantages. Advantages is it can aid if utilized effectively in ensuring a good strategy comes around with it. In ensuring to identify what is your strength, in ensuring if there are any threats, can you work upon your threats and probably improve it to a strength level. Pitfalls is the rapid environmental changes. What happens is no matter how good you are doing about your strengths and weaknesses, but the environmental changing is very fasting and the demand is changing very fasting. It becomes very difficult to keep abreast with the demand. And if you can do it, nobody can deter you from that position of the market leader. And that is what SWOT analysis is all about. It over a period of time, if you continue to go with the same SWOT analysis, it will give inaccurate result over a period of time. So in conclusion, SWOT analysis is foundational tool in strategic management, offering insights on how an organization can navigate its capabilities and external environment for strategic advantages. Regular updates and objective approaches are essential to maintain its relevance and effectiveness in strategic decision. With this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you for watching it.